Right, hopefully we are streaming. I'm just gonna do some quick tests, so bear with. Right. Hopefully, I can't seem to find my live stream on YouTube. Why is that? It's there. Videos. 2 moments. Seem to be live on everyone else's devices but me own. That's weird. It's not showing me video on my own profile on my phone. That's strange. Why is that not showing? Let's have a look. It's still not. Come on. Update yourself, will you? Right. Just unmute that a second, see if I can hear myself through the phone. Right. It's quite loud. Perfect. Right. So let's I may need to launch from my bat file, the drive, arcade, and let's head down and boot my pack.tech bat.
to die.
Right then, this is Sharky from SHAR-KADEs. So we have our 112 terabyte custom arcade build. This build has been compiled by me, Dean at SHAR-KADE.co.uk, and KRISCOOLMODS, the owner of the Retro Beast build. Now we have spent a few sleepless nights working on this build, but we've gotten there in the end. There's still a few things we do have to install, which is there ready. We do have our 40 terabyte build, which is just full of new PC games. I'll explain everything soon as I go through the drives and stuff and show off all the extra goodies that we have in the process of getting this, these drives and other bits and pieces. So we've still got some things in the works, but as it stands, we have the full 112 terabytes. Like I say, there is some space on one or two of the drives, but by the time the games and stuff are actually fully installed on those drives, it will be filled maximum. We are going to be offering SHAR-KADE, us at SHAR-KADE are going to be offering up to 48 terabytes, which would include your Beast Drive starter pack, so your Retro Beast starter pack. Then once you've got our 48 terabytes, you will then order your drives from KRISCOOLMODS. The support and all that sort of stuff will be getting sorted through KRISCOOLMODS. So any updates, issues, stuff like that, you can just report direct to him. He does monthly updates. I think he also has a sort of subscription Patreon thing going on, where you can pay for early release stuff and stuff like that. But we'll explain a bit more once we've got all the bits and pieces ironed out. So basically, our 32 terabyte build is on our main drive, has been updated, so we went with a 40 terabyte. KRISCOOLMODS was kind enough to send me the 97 terabyte build or 96 terabyte build that he had there. And then what we've done is we've compiled the drives together to mix SHAR-KADE drives with his drives and so on. So any repeated stuff have been removed from both ends. So hopefully there isn't too many repeats. There's always going to be one or two repeats somewhere along the line, but we've looked through the systems extensively, and there's more non-repeated stuff than it is odd repeats. But like I say, there is going to be some repeated stuff. As for next gen PC titles and new PC games, there's actually a nice split up between all the drives in total. On my new 40 terabyte, there's actually a lot more different new PC games than what's on the other drives, and so on, and it's just a nice mixture and collection of stuff. So let's head up. So we will have a new wheel option on the SHAR-KADE drives. These drives can be purchased in any order. When you own a SHAR-KADE 40 terabyte upwards, it is recommended to start with the starter pack. The starter pack comes with, I believe, the Xbox collection, and I'll go through because I can't remember. There's so much on these drives, I can't remember exactly what's on every drive. But I do recommend you start with the starter pack. It's one of the smaller drives. It should be the cheaper drives out of them. Basically, we'll start off with a starter pack, and then each drive after that would just be an upgrade option. So let's head into the menu itself. Now we would start off with our starter pack. Basically, you just, as long as you've got the 40 terabyte and the 48 terabyte drive, you will end up with the starter pack. That, like I say, includes Xbox stuff, and then we would have our drive O on there, our drive P, our drive Q, our drive R. So each one of these other drives, the O, P, Q and R, are 16 terabyte hard drives. Now, depending on what SHAR-KADE unit you currently have or what SHAR-KADE unit you're upgrading to or purchasing, it depends if these drives are going to be internal or external. Now, on our ultimate 4-player control panels, it is possible to install them to the inside the unit itself. It does require some extra hardware. I do recommend you purchase the Backdoor Tech kit. It just makes everything a bit more plug and play, easy to use. You can also use wireless controllers with the Backdoor Tech. I've done extensive testing and it works brilliantly. There's no having to reconfigure some PC games to work with the arcade. Right, I think my mic's working. Yeah, sorry, the USB port I had it in was a slower port. My headset requires a 3.0 port. So that glitched it out a second, but yeah, welcome KRISCOOLMODS in the chat there. Sorry, the USB. No, I'll mute that. Yeah, so the guy down below there is responsible for all these extra goodies. Like I say, I've had sleepless nights. If I start rambling on, it's because I'm just overtired. Me and Chris has been working hours upon hours getting this set up. Now, if you are wondering why if his drives are plug and play, as it took so long and why so many hours, it's because you're messing on with two systems. I guarantee if you purchase just Chris's drives alone, you're not going to have any troubles. The problems on my end is we had to mix both drives together, chop and change stuff like that to allocate all drives, so he doesn't have to change his drives in any way. Basically, you can just purchase his drives normally, and you can purchase his drives, his OPQ or and his starter drive, which would usually be his E drive, just minus a few things because of extra terabyte or iDrive. Let's catch up. Our iDrive, I believe, is going to be our 48 terabyte drive, and basically I've got stuff that was on his E drive and stuff like that, and I already run an E drive. So it took a few days trying to work out where we're going to lay systems and how we're going to keep these extra drives. But like I say, we're trying to mix 2 systems in, running smoothly, stuff like that. So it was a bit of a process, but we got there in the end. Like I said, this is exciting stuff, man. So hopefully the stream goes okay. Hopefully I have no background issues and stuff, because I am streaming on 2 platforms. It might cause stuff within emulators, who knows. Hopefully not. So right, let's start off with the Retro Beast starter pack. Right.
Loading. Loading complete.
So like I say, when you get one of these drives, you can swap and change between the drives if you wish. So if you just wanted the old drive, the drive, the old drive, the drive, you can swap them. Oh, sorry, not the S drive, swap them. Like I say, I do recommend you go ahead and purchase the starter pack. That would give us an indication that your Retro Beast ready, basically. I don't think you generally actually need it, but I do recommend it, because it's the way I work is I work in 8TB partitions, right? So our 8TB partitions are usually the D drive, the E drive, the F drive for the 32TB, and the G drive for the 40TB. No, 24TB, 32TB, sorry, and the G drive for the 40TB, is it? I'll have to look it up. Yeah, so I work in 8TB partitions. Chris works in 16TB partitions. So basically, what is it? Chat? Stream is okay. Audio is louder than the mic, is it? Yeah, the music too loud, can't pick up the mic. Right, let's quit out a second. Let's try and get the audio clean. Let's just force close that. Let's get the audio clean. The mic is up pretty high. All right. Right, now we're going to do a quick test. Right then, how's that with the audio playing in the background? Clean now, yeah? You can still hear the audio in the background, yeah, as well? Even with all the sound, my voice coming over it and stuff, you can still hear it. Yeah, cool. Right. Yeah, so I completely lost where I was on track there. Yeah, so basically I run in 8TB partitions. So usually I do a D drive, E drive, F drive, G drive, so on. And each partition I go up to like 8. Then if I've got a 16TB build, I'd usually just do one 16TB drive. And then the 24TB add-on would be an 8TB drive. Then if I do the 32TB add-on, I'd add 2 16 drives, so you'd have 2 partitions on each drive. Now Chris's drives are all 16TB builds. So what we had to do was basically on the E drive, because I've got an E drive, he had an E drive, and he had some goodies on this E drive. I've decided to make a starter pack from the 40TB to the 48TB. That gives it another that basically gives us another 16TB drive. That means it's less power consumption, stuff like that, having one single big drive. Now, like I say, there is probably going to be quite a few modifications having to be done on your current SHAR-KADE unit. So you're going to need a Pacto Tech board, which is going to have to be rewired to your arcade controls. 2-player units are pretty straightforward. 4-player units a little bit fiddlier because we've got to rewire quite a bit of wiring and stuff like that. I mean, it took me maybe 3 hours the other day to do my whole panel, but I was in my bedroom doing it because I have the arcade in my bedroom at the moment, so I didn't have a lot of space to work with, and I didn't have all my tools at the shop, so I was up and down from the shop and that grabbing stuff I've missed. But it will require some wiring. I probably don't recommend you send your arcade back to me to rewire it with a Pacto Tech. That would just be expensive. It would probably be worth maybe a local computer shop or IT Tech to come round and rewire it for you. I can give you a tutorial. I can also talk to the guy over the phone. I don't mind doing that, talking them through how to rewire it. The boards are pretty straightforward and simple to wire as well. They're just literally stripping your wires and plugging them into the ports. You may have to extend some wiring, but like I say, it's not a huge job. Once it's done, and then you've got Xbox controllers for everything. Your arcade controls will recognize as Xbox controllers. It means you then can plug in wireless dongles. There's no hot swapping with these controls. Basically everything just works. Now there's not much configuration when it comes to PC games. Now there will be some PC games that just don't support controllers or Xbox controllers. Those games in the upcoming future, I may do some updates on some joy to key profiles and stuff like that, because I'll be working alongside Chris to keep things nice and clean, which we'll show off in a second. But like I say, it will require you wiring it, but those Pacto Tech boards are spot on because there's no hot swapping with your controls. You can hold a button, it'll actually turn off your arcade controls and use Xbox controllers. I know a lot of my American customers love to use the controllers on the console systems. With the Pacto Tech board as well, you can plug in any X input controller. So far what I've seen and what I've tested, so I believe you can plug in like an 8-bit to SNES style controller. As long as it's X input, it's going to recognize, it's going to then work as an Xbox controller on the system, and it does just work. It works really well. So it means you can have all different types of controllers supported. Some newer games as well only support Xbox One controllers, official Xbox One controllers, not Xbox 360. So it means then you can just put a wireless dongle in into the USB port that comes off the Pacto Tech, and then you can sync, I think, up to 8 controllers with those wireless dongles as well. So it means you can have full controller support. The Nintendo Switch works with these no problem. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge works with no issues, no configuration, no messing on. As long as you've wired your controls up like an Xbox controller, that's it. Now there has been some big updates I've had to do in the background of Hyperspin. Basically, my exit button is usually the left pinball. With this build, with the Pacto Tech, it will not be. The exit button would be your coin and start for this, and it'll be hold coin and start for most of the other systems. There is some systems I'm going to have to go back through, do a secondary backup, and then re-edit a lot of those systems. And I do have a lot of joy to key profiles, so I'm going to have to go in and check all those. So it can end up being a big job, but once it's done, it's done. It means I can update my system, update everyone else's as we go. So let's head back up, because our Hyperspin activated there and it skipped it. Right. So let's head into the starter pack.
Loading.
So KRISCOOLMODS uses what's called not retro, these coin ops. So he has a coin ops front end. I'll just turn that down. Quick one, is the audio still clean? I'll wait for someone to reply. Does it sound a bit too loud, the audio? Oh, so the audio is good, right. So,
You've come back for more.
on the starter pack, it's an 8 terabyte drive.
This should be
So, you get the Xbox 360. Now, when Chris said he had the Xbox 360 stuff and a big collection of them, my instant thought, because I've never been a fan of the 360 emulated stuff, I know it wasn't very good in the past, and I didn't have high hopes up for it. Every one that I've tested so far works. Every game that I've tested so far. It doesn't mean that every game is going to work. There is a compatibility list that he has on the drives, I believe, and there's a website you can go to check the compatibility list. But he's done something with this where it just bloody works, and it works really well, and it loads pretty fast. Now, we have a big collection there of Xbox Live games. So we have a massive collection of all the Xbox Live stuff. We've got 658 games there. So you have just so much stuff on there. And if we just go across to the Xbox 360, we also, there's the compatibility report as well. I don't know, I haven't checked that. I don't know if that's you've got to be connected to the internet to check that out. Chris would be able to tell you. But the Xbox 360 there, we have 1,103 games on there. Ridiculous amount of games. And like I say, I've been going through randomly these games and I've been testing them, and everything works. Everything's mapped to the arcade controls as well, and it just works really well. Now obviously some games, first person shooters, you're not going to play with the arcade controls. You can actually change settings on this Pacto Tech to use analogs, both analog sticks with the arcade controls, but if you can manage to play like that, it would be ridiculous, but it's possible. The option's there. But like I say, it is recommended just to switch on your controller mode basically and use this with controllers, but I'm just going to load it up with the arcade controls. Now we might experience a few slow load times and stuff on a few things, because I'm running it off the OPQ. The OPQ and R drive is all running off an external caddy at the moment because I haven't received my long SATA cables and my M.2 expansion board. Basically what we're going to have to do is take out the M.2 drive, replace that with a SATA expansion port, and that will allow more SATA drives, up to 8 or 9 SATA drives, and then we would have to put in a SATA SSD rather than an M.2 SSD. A little bit slower OS drive, but it's still going to be an SSD, and it's going to be fast enough for the main OS. And then all your drives will be mounted inside your machine. If it's going to be the 4-player units or the stand-ups, bar tops, unfortunately, stuff like that, you may get a few drives in a bar top, but you're going to be limited in space. So some drives, if you do go with the big ultimate package, you are going to be limited. And some stuff running from USB, especially multi-drive caddies, it's going to take some time for those drives to wake up at times. So if you boot it up with the drives in, sometimes Windows might take a little longer to boot up, that's all. I do recommend to switch it on when you start up after you start up the unit, because his drives just recognise as the same IDs each time. So basically when you start it up, I just recommend to turn it on then, and it saves a long boot time. Just go into a couple of hyperspin games until the drives boot up in the background, then you can go into the retro beast stuff. That's how I would do it. Obviously if you've got a big 4-player unit or a stand-up or anything like that, we should be able to mount all the drives inside the unit.
Trust
So what's the chat saying? Yeah. Alright, Dr. Doug. Are you looking at upgrading your machine, are you?
Is for sale.
You should remember, brother, in this city,
trust no one.
Shane, what video card have you got? Because I do recommend, obviously, at the moment I'm running a 4070 Ti in this machine. I do recommend a 3060. It's got to be in the video card. When you start going to AMD and stuff like that cards, it's a pain in the ass. Basically, you end up with issues with systems because mainly most things work better through NVIDIA cards. Now there's always going to be some games that run better through AMD cards, but it means reconfiguring and all that crap. Yeah, 3060, cool. 3060s, perfect. Good enough card, mate. Like I say, I'm running in 4K. I'm running a 4070 Ti. This is actually the first time I'm testing it properly through 4K, the games and stuff, because I've been doing all my tests on my 2K monitor. Just easier to sit down by the machine than stand up
It's payday, home.
sit for hours and then editing. Yeah, 4000 series next year. Yeah. What machine you got? Is it a smaller unit or a big one?
Chemical weapons.
Yeah, Doug, we could probably do a pre-order. Give us maybe a week or so. We can start getting some pre-orders done, get them in ready for the new year. If obviously Christmas time, cash flows for most people is going to be a bit short, but if you're ready to upgrade, I mean, we can get the ball rolling.
Let me give you one
maybe
word
give us
of
a
advice.
chat on the weekend
Trust
or something.
no one.
I am away, actually I'm away Saturday. I think I've got to go and pick my daughter up on the 23rd, when's a Friday. So I'm away Friday. I'll be
In this place,
so
everything and everyone is for sale.
right.
You should remember,
So
brother, in this city,
yeah, so the arcade controls work no problem. This title responds only to signed in gamer profile. Right, so I'd need to create a signed in profile. Anyways, let's quit that game. Right, let's head to another game. And look how quick that loads. It just loads in smoothly. No loading in screen, anything like that. It's just in smooth as butter. Water cooled system, have you?
Gone.
Cool.
I am unable to think.
Yeah, I've had water cooled systems in the past. I get lazy of keeping them up, like keeping them clean and stuff, and I'm a klutz with water and fluids, honestly. The amount of times I've spilled rubbing alcohol all over the place and stuff like that, and yeah, and it ended up spilling me leaps and stuff. It's ridiculous. I try and avoid water cooling.
You have to leave now.
It's 28 TERRORbyte part. Is that one of mine, dude?
Coming from the sky.
Is it just the one that you have currently? It depends what hardware you've got as well and stuff. I don't, to be honest, I don't usually upgrade non-customers machines because I don't want the headache of if something's not wired right front OS. So if you wanted one of my drives, I'm sure we could set up the starter pack and an OS drive for you. But last thing I want, because my main focus at the moment is focusing on arcade builds, and that's why we've brought Chris in to do with all the drive stuff and setting up and stuff like that. Maybe if Chris agrees, then you could sort something out that way, or you could go with his drive. His 97 TB drive. But like I say, the last thing I want is to mess on, because obviously my system is set up a certain way as well, which It's one of mine, is it? Oh, the 32 terabyte build. Right. Yeah, we could get your machine upgraded, no problem, dude.
I walk on.
Cool.
I am unable to think.
Right. So what's this one? Ace Combat. Like I said, there's probably none of these games I'm going to be able to play properly with the arcade controls, because most of these are meant for Xbox controllers. But they are playable with the arcade controls. I just don't want to have to set up my wireless controllers. At the moment I've got keyboards and headsets plugged in and stuff like that to stream. But as you can see, the controllers are all working. The arcade controls as well are mapped exactly the same as it would be with my Zinmo controller. So it's A, B, X, Y, then L, B, R, B, left trigger, right trigger. Yeah, the thing is, Chris, I've turned it right down on thingy. I'd have to go into the beast settings one in CoinOps. I'm not sure where that is. You'd have to guide us through it, and I didn't really want to have to exit to then restart it. Is it that bad? Is it the audio? There's Emmanuel. I always look forward to Emmanuel's thumbs up. Every video without a doubt, I get a thumbs up from that dude. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I think it's just on the menu. I noticed it was quite loud coming through my headset when I'm on the menu. We can always go in and do a bit of cleanup on the audio as well. Next time you jump on, we'll just go in and clean up the main menu audio so it's not too loud. Or at least it stays the same volume throughout the system, you know what I mean? Well, there's 20, that's the most I've ever had in a stream, 25, bloody hell. If you are watching the stream, just share it on your main pages of all your social media profiles, Instagram, Twitter, all that. Just share it everywhere, man. But yeah, let's start a mission.
Garuda team, time to take off.
And I've got some real nice goodies to show you. Hopefully nothing goes wrong during the stream, but I've got some nice goodies to show on this build. We have graphical issues on this game by the looks of it. So we'll quit that. There is going to be games where because it's emulated, it's going to have graphical issues. That's obvious with any emulation. But like I say, Chris does update his emulators quite a lot, and he does monthly updates. If I get anything wrong as well, Chris, just correct us in the chat, dude. But yeah, he does do a lot of updates. I think, is it 3 monthly updates? I'll tell you what, you're best explaining it in the chat, Chris, is just exactly what you offer with your drives, basically. I know he said he does, it is free shipping with his drives, and it's tax-free shipping as well through Europe and US, but I'm not sure if we know if it's UK or not, because aren't we out the EU now? So they might end up taxing. Oh, well, if you keep watching the stream, James, you'll see the differences between the drives and that. There isn't a lot of repeats and stuff, so you'll see there is drives full of PC games, drives full of Switch games, mixtures between, but they kept relatively clean, man. And I've got to say, like, if there is anything slightly a mess or out of place, you've got to realise how much media and stuff and hardware Chris has put into this drive. It's ridiculous, the amount of stuff, even like custom wheel art, custom backgrounds that he's made up, is just out there. It would take people years to do what he's come up with. It would take them absolute years to just go through all the media and stuff. I've started going through, checking some media and that, and any bits of media, bits like that, we're going to have cleaned up, like you do. It's a process with this stuff, but he's got a ton of stuff on there, man. It's ridiculous. And like I say, he's got other systems, and I think he runs like 800 and something systems on his main build. So this is using the arcade controls. As you can see there, this game is running smooth and it looks clean as well. I noticed this looks a lot better than what the Xbox version did, and this is the Xbox 360 version, so I don't know what he's done in the background, but to get it running so smooth and looking so good is ridiculous, man. It's crazy. You've got to think this is what, a 15-20-year-old game now? There's going to be PS3, there's going to be lots and lots and lots of stuff. But like I say, you can't chop and choose the drives. So if you're just wanting the P drive, the old drive, you can do that. And then later on, if you like, screw it, I'll have the R drive and stuff, you can. Let's quit that. Let's take a look at the other drive. So we've got our, just on this 8 terabyte partition starter pack, you've got the Xbox Live and the Xbox 360. Now you've got to think that's 8 terabytes of games just there. Obviously 360 games and stuff like that are quite big games, some of them. They do get quite large, and there's quite a big collection there as we take a look through. Massive collection, all the Xbox 360 classics there. To be honest, if it's missing something, I'd be surprised. You're not going to get bored just on the 360 stuff alone. There we go. Yeah, not sure. Well, I haven't done a count yet. Literally, we've finished some bits and pieces and got everything working sweet. What was it? Yesterday or the day before? So, me personally haven't counted the extra. I've got on my 32 terabyte. I've got 100,000 plus games. We're rocking probably another 20,000, but you got to think. Like, why is 100,000 only an extra 20,000? It's because a lot of games are massive. But I would probably say there's more than that because there's all this new collection stuff which I'll show off. Let's head back to the Hyperspin. So let's go to the O drive next.
Loading. Loading complete.
Right, let's head in. So, this one me and Chris had a few issues with because some of the stuff run on, I believe, his D drive, so we had to chop and change some stuff and get it to recognize on my drives, and everything on this is sort of moved over to the 40 terabyte drive. just so we can have everything running in the background. So hopefully all this is cleaned up nicely. So we have a selection of 3 boots there. So we have our import, homebrew and entertainment. I'll probably not play the entertainment because it's going to play music and it'll get the video demonetized. So let's go into which one was the cool bezels, dude? Which one was that one with the bezels I loved? Was that import or homebrew? I think it was import. Yeah, 32. My 8TB build, right, has 98,000 games because that's all the retro games and stuff like that. That's my base drive, my 8TB build. After that, you get next gen PC titles which take up a lot of space, other collections of stuff, the PS3, the Switch stuff that I have on my drives. Now, Chris's drives, he's probably got all the Switch stuff I've got. I've got like 200 and something Switch on my drives. So you're probably going to get repeats of those. There's no point me removing those, because if the customer just wants a few Switch, then they've got those there ready. And with his, he's got a massive collection, and that's sometimes what I do is I do another drive with a bigger collection and have a smaller collection on one drive and so on. Right, so we're going to go into MAME hacks, and let's just load breakers up there. So Chris has done a ton of bezel work. He's got some really cool bezels on here as well. A lot of CRT effects, monochrome effects on certain systems, stuff like that. I quite like this one. There's another one I really love, which I'll show off. I keep raging about it, but this one has all the scratch effects and stuff like that. So it's a nice, neat little collection of retro imports and stuff like that. So let's quit that. So we have a nice collection there of 57 MAME hacks. And then we have the C64 stuff, the Contra mod. So let's head to Contra mod and just load behind enemy lines. I'll not go through every system. I'll just show off what's there. So this has a nice Nintendo bezel on this one. So let's quit that. Then move on to the next one. Now we have Naked Donkey Kong collection there. There's only 3 games in there, but they've got nice, beautiful bezels, these. So we have a nice, classic looking bezel there. Let's quit that. And we have our Dreamcast prototypes there. So we have a nice collection of Dreamcast prototypes. 135. Let's move on to Game Boy hacks. And we have the Game Boy stuff there. 42. And then we have the Game Boy Advanced. Now, like I said, there's going to be some wheels that need a little cleaning up on this drive especially. So me and Chris will sit down and work on those, and then those will be updated every now and again. Then we have the Game Boy Color. And then we have the prototypes, Nintendo GameCube. Well, how many was in there? 54. Then we have the Game Gear. So we only have 4 in there. And the Genesis hacked. So we have 613. The Neo Geo. We have 9 Neo Geo in there. N64. 58. We have NES Entertainment. Which one was it with the cool? Now we do have these ones here as well, which are here HD versions of the likes of Mario and stuff. Right. There may be, like I say, a few times it'll wake up the drives in the background, so it might take a few seconds to load. Come back out the menu. That's only because we're running from USB on that drive. Right. Right. What system was it again with that cool bezel art, Chris? Right. Nintendo prototypes. Let's have a look. Airball. Batman the video game beta. Let's jump onto there. SNES import, right. And like I say, all the arcade controls work. They just work. I mean, there will be 1 or 2 games you come across which aren't going to work on those games just because they don't have a joy to key profile, remapping them and stuff like that. And you can't expect, like, the amount of games that's on the system, someone to remap the controls for each and every game. That can be done over time. I mean, I may have a few games on my system that may need remapped and stuff like that just for those games. Some games are just purely keyboard and mouse. But these, obviously, console systems and stuff like that are pretty straightforward to map. So you have our Sega Hacked collection there. And I quite like the way this wheel looks as well, it's cool. And then our Streets of Rage Hacked collection. Then our Super Mario mod. Metroid hack. Now this one was cool. There's only 1 game on here, but this is Super Mario widescreen, Super Mario World widescreen. So this isn't actually stretched display. It's remastered to support 16:9 resolution. let's quit that. Super Nintendo Entertainment System hacked. Let's try that game. This is the bezel I like. Now this bezel's cool, man. 2 moments. So, this bezel here, if you look, as I press the buttons, the actual buttons press on the bezel. So if I move up, down, left, right, it's actually pressing the buttons on the bezel. Now that's super cool, man. It's just so good, and it looks so good on there. So yeah, that's what I got excited about. Anyways, we have Wii hacks, and then I think we're back to MAME hacks. So we have in Wii hacks there, we have 37 Wii hack games as well. Most of the Wii lots quite nice, sorted on there. But we'll maybe look at some nice Wii lot like that, recreate it, make them all look like that. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, like I say, he's done a ton of editing, custom wheel arts and stuff like that, and all that stuff takes time. You've got to think there's thousands upon thousands of games, and even just a bit of wheel art like that could take about 3, 4, 5 minutes to create. Know what I mean? Unless you've got a template, then it's a little quicker. But even then, you've got to get all the balloons and the stars and add all those images in. It takes a long time, and doing that for thousands of games is ridiculous. So yeah, he's done a ton of work, and he's always updating stuff, making stuff look clean and modern and stuff like that. If something's not working, he's jumped on with me and he's sorted it. He's just getting it fixed, no problem. But like I say, he hasn't really had to do anything on his drive per se. It was most of the problems were from getting everything linked to talk to each other through Hyperspin and his system at once. So if anyone's to buy his drives and try and incorporate it into their system, there is stuff you've got to do in the background to get it working, and we've smashed it, man. It works just so well. So let's head back out of there and let's go into the entertainment. I'll try not to play any music or anything. Now we do offer jukebox software on our system, our 32 terabyte, 40 terabyte system, right? The jukebox software does work really well. It looks like a jukebox, feels like a jukebox when you're using it. It does come with a 30 quid license. I don't charge you anything. You've got to buy that from the company that sells it. I'll just set it up if you want it set up, so I don't make no profit from that license. Though when you do buy a license, if your drive ever needs restored, your OS drive, you will have to reapply for your license from them. You don't have to pay the 30 quid. You just contact them, say your drive has been formatted, you need a new license sent to you, then we can reactivate that license on that system. And our jukebox software is extremely nice. It looks and feels like proper jukebox. Though Chris's stuff on here, he's got some beautiful stuff going on the background here. He's got vintage game commercials on there, which some of this stuff some people aren't going to want. But it's on there. It doesn't take up a great deal of space. It's on there. It looks cool as well. I love me music. I love me karaoke and stuff. So stuff like this would appease to me. If I didn't want to pay 30 quid for karaoke and jukebox software. On ours, we do have karaoke tracks as well. We have a few thousand karaoke tracks there, all the main Sunfly classic stuff, all that stuff. So, but his comic book collection and stuff like that is just out there, and it looks really nice how he set it up. So we have all the different types of collections there. So as you skip through, each one's got a nice background, and then you jump in and you've got all the different Wolverine comics there. We've got all the different Wonder Woman comics there. So if you're just interested, if you're a bit bored on a machine, not that you should get bored on a 112 terabyte machine, but if you just want to chill out, read something, or if you haven't got enough time to game and you just want to read a comic, you've got a ton on the system. You can just go ahead and load and sit down and read. So yeah, you can load up each comic. That should load into the software in the background, and then you can cycle through each comic page. And wherever you exit on as well, usually on this software, I haven't tested it on Chris's, but it's the same software, I believe. When you exit the comic, go back, it should be on the page that you were previously on. Let's give it a few seconds. The drives are waking up again. Oh, right. Oh. Yeah, so what it does is it likes to cycle through each drive. I can hear it ticking away in the background. So I do recommend having a large machine for these builds, just so you've got your drives internally. It's always best internal, faster read speeds, stuff like that. That's taking a little longer than it should be. Let's take a look. I don't want to click off it in case we get it back. There we go. Right. Yeah, just needed to wait. I'm very impatient, so like I say, I'd prefer the drives being internal. If I wasn't live streaming, I would have Alt F4'd and everything out of that by now. I would have forced closed it and all that stuff. But sometimes you just gotta have a little patience. So that's basically the entertainment stuff. Some music on there. Some stuff has been removed on this side, just because it's not something I think I would want on there anyways, and I think Chris has got a look at that on his drive as well. So we've done the homebrew, we've done the import, haven't we? We've been through the import and the home. Did we do the homebrew? Did we go through homebrew? Let's take a look. I don't think we did load homebrew, did we? Yo, Mr. Rage. Long time no see, brother. How's it going? I'll be able to put all the drives in the pedestal, mate. That's what I've got. I've got the 4-player pedestal in front of us. The only reason I haven't... Sorry, the music's probably a bit loud. The only reason I haven't got the... all the drives internally is because I'm waiting on extension ports and long SATA cables, because I need a 90cm SATA cable, because standard ones are about 40. I need longer ones, and nowhere has got any at the moment. I ordered some, they haven't arrived. The shop down the road, that guy usually stocks a load in, he's ran out. I think I had his last lot the other week. But yeah, I need long SATA cables for it to fit in, because it may have to require getting all your panel rewired and wires moved around a bit, because we'd have to extend your power cables to incorporate the new drives, because there's going to be 7 new drives go inside the machine. We may also have to do a cooling mod on your system, just for the back fans. Yeah, we might have to do. The drives shouldn't be too bad, because the way the air flows inside the unit, the drives, the heat should all exhaust from the bottom end of your unit, so it should be fine. It's only I've got the cooling mod on mine because I'm running a 4070 Ti. Dream team indeed, yeah. Right, let's try not to bore everyone. Yeah, we did go through the homebrew stuff, so let's quit out of that. Let's head to the next drive. So that's our old drive. That's got obviously the nice collection of mods and homebrew and stuff like that. So let's head to the P drive.
Loading.
We've got 3 drives left, I believe.
Loading complete.
I don't think I have a Thunderbolt connector. Maybe, yeah. I've not really messed with Thunderbolt stuff in the past. Anything's possible. Like I say, we can use SHAR-KADE expansions, have everything inside running off their own SHAR-KADE IDs and stuff. So yeah, you should be fine. Nah, full USB hub. Nah. See, USB's a little bit slow.
Take them away.
I mean, I run a 32 terabyte on the control panels on a USB. No USB, nah, not on the boards I'm using at the moment inside. I would need small form factor motherboards then going on to ones with more ports, expansion stuff like that, end up costing like 200 quid more, you know what I mean, when we could spend that on decent connection. We spend less than that on having it all connected. So we have PC games. Now I do like the way this all is laid out. I like the backgrounds as it skips through and stuff. Like I say, there's a couple of wee lots that do need updating, but no big deal. The PNG wee lots are perfectly fine. Like I say, there's a ton of PC games just on this drive. This is 16 terabytes all filled to the brim of just PC games. And some games on here I've never even heard of or seen. On mine there is some repeats, like the Borderlands stuff, which I have on my 32 terabyte drive and so on. I mean, the Expendables Broforce, I don't have that, don't have none of these. Doom Brutal, I think I might have Doom on there somewhere, but these are all different versions of Doom on there. Some of them Doom games I've never heard of myself. Bubsy Burnout Paradise Unlimited. So I know there is some full DLC games as well that he's got there. He's got the Black Ops 2 stuff. I've got Black Ops 3 now. Black Ops 3, man. Which when I send these drives back to Chris for his update, he can then rip off my Black Ops 3 and add it to his drives as well, which is about 400 gig alone of just custom maps and stuff like that. And like I say, on the 40 terabyte build I'm doing at the moment, there's also games on there that's not on here. That Chaos Code, I don't think I've seen that one before. There's just so many different games. Nice Crazy Taxi collection there. The Cuphead games. Now, the Cuphead on the previous Zinmo controllers was a pain in the backside working, but with these it just works really well. Never heard of that one. Demons. Oh, is that a pinball one? Yeah, I think I have heard of that one actually. Demon's Tilt. So there's 1,500 PC games there. Huge collection. You've got your Devil May Cry 3 and 4, 5 on there. Your HD collection on there. Diablo. The racing games. Dishonored. Donkey Kong Me on there as well. Just so many different PC titles. DuckTales Remastered as well. Let's load up DuckTales. Like I say, I haven't been through every game and tested every game, but PC games are pretty straightforward. If something's not loading in properly with PC games, it's usually a pretty simple fix. Worst case scenario, that game just isn't working. It's a bad version of the game, which Chris would likely update in the next update. So, like I say, arcade controls, no configuration needed. Where usually a game like this, I would have to use X360 CE with the Zinmo controller and then map it as a 360 controller just to get the true A, B, X, Y and all that stuff. I don't think I played this one before. These drives aren't. I don't know if Chris does like a Steam add-on on his, because I know you can go online on his drives and stuff.
Get her in gear, sir.
There's a cool app Chris showed us as well, which before I shoot off, I'll explain what it does. Parsec. Basically, you could connect to someone else's machine and play 2 players with them with your own controller. It's absolutely brilliant. You can take control of the machine, a bit like any desk as well. So Chris has jumped on. It's free to use. There's no limitations and stuff like that. It makes life a lot easier. You just can't copy files over from one machine to the other. Yeah, I was going to say there's no need for Steam. You can install your own Steam and set it up and stuff like that on any system, really. Just obviously, if you're online on some games, I know of Street Fighter 5. If you're online on a game, it's going to break that game because it'll update it.
Me money.
Hey, don't forget about me, Uncle Scrooge.
Eh? Oh, don't worry, lad. I'll save you. Mama, be so proud. Now that's what I call a stomach ache. You were hit on the head, you moronic marauder.
Hit on the head.
Thanks, Uncle Scrooge.
You're welcome, lad. But Huey, what are you doing here?
Well, we saw the Beagle Boys going into the money bin.
We?
Sure. Louie and Dewey are here too.
Skip this.
I didn't get to be #1 by back and down. Treasure!
So let's not get too carried away with that and jump out.
I can kill him anywhere.
What's happened with my screen? Is that gone off? I can hear the background. Ah, it's just my monitor refreshing. Right. Dungeon Punks. Never heard of that game. What's my screen doing? My monitor's playing up.
Game con.
Nah. Is that gone black on the... Or is it just on my side? It must have been a video... A problem with a video playback in the background there. Expendable. Cool. Let's load that up. Bit too much fun, mate. I think there might be something wrong with my screen. It's flickering. It's a HDMI in probably. And it's slightly loose. I must have pulled it right.
Expendables!
So, Broforce game, Expendables. Never played this one before. Generally, you'd have to configure the controls with the Zinmo controller. No configuration, just jump straight into the game. I reckon you can. And 4 players straight off the bat, no configuration needed. Right, that's it. And that's all. 4 players, moving, jumping, running, and so on, and shooting. So let's quit that. So basically, this drive is just literally all PC games. We've only hit the 300 mark so far. Got the Far Cry Blood Dragon on there as well. Far Cry 2. Excuse me. Right. New Dawn on there. Fear Collection. Fear was pretty good. I used to like that game back in the day. Flat Out. Forza Horizon stuff. Friday the 13th, the game. That would be interesting to play. I'll take a look at that later. I know that was an online game. But I'll take a look at that. They may have a single player. Ghostbusters, Ghost Runner. I do have the new Ghost Runner 2 as well on my 40 terabyte. Let's quit that. And let's head down to the next drive. Oh. Did I skip? What drive were we on? P we were on. We're on Q now.
Loading.
If I remember, I think
Loading
this is
complete.
Switch. Yeah. So, we do have Nintendo Switch collection. So there's 2,000 Nintendo Switch games just there. We do have the eShop stuff, 3,987. Now there is going to have to be a lot of Wii lot sorted on this, which isn't a huge deal. It will take some time though. 3,000 games. I think most of the Wii lot is there on this setup, but there's still quite a lot to go through and just re-edit, which I can do an action, what's called an action on the Photoshop, and then I can just play that action, and what I'll do, each Wii lot I'll just create, save and so on, and then I can move on to the next image and stuff. So all of them can be created quite quickly. Let's head to the Nintendo Switch. Now, did we save the favorites on this, Chris? Did we have the favorites? Was it Y? There. So we've got a favorites collection there, just by pressing Y. So we can go to the better games, all the good games. There's Mario Wonder on there, which I've just added recently. Mario All Stars, Pokemon Shield, that's a good game. Metroid Dread. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, cool. Luigi's Mansion 3, which I was going to add this game to me 40 terabyte build. Wait, 32 terabyte build, sorry. Hades is a cool game. Let's give Hades a try. Right, why haven't I got controls? Did we set up, have you got two Yuzu setups on here, dude? Or is it just the one? Because we set up the controls, didn't we? Let's F11 that. Let's take a look. I think my mouse has disappeared as well, because where I have it disappear when I load the system. Let's tap that. Oh, crap. Let's take a look. Yeah, I pressed F11. It's because when I boot up into your system, I have it disabled the mouse and I can't see the bloody mouse. I've clicked on the background now. And yeah, it's not going to show. Now I've lost all controls because I'm on the background. Let's quickly quit that. Let's take a look. I'll enable the mouse and rocket launcher, then I can see why we haven't got controls, because we checked this, didn't we, and we had controls on there. Oh, trying to do it one-handed here. Let's close down Yuzu and it should bring me back. Right, it should bring me back there. Right, what I'll do is I'll quit out of that quickly because I'm enable the mouse, so we can do in system config quickly. Oh, I've lost my mouse still, haven't I? Easy fix for that. We'll just jump into MAME. Yeah, when I set up a new system, I usually have it disable the mouse in the background so you don't see the mouse and stuff,
Loading
but I'll
complete.
enable that. Is it not loaded my joystick key? Right, yeah, there we go. Right. Right, we'll have our mouse back. Right, just run Rocket Launcher there a second. And let's go to Retro Beast. And then, is it settings? Hide cursor false. Right. So that should allow me to see the cursor, then I can just check the settings. Because I think we might have two users, it may be directed to a different user. Yeah. I'm not sure, because we definitely configured those controls and we tested it. But that was on the other drive, I think. So I'm not sure where that's directing to. So we can check that. We'll configure it and go from there. So what drive was it on? Oh, my phone's died. Charge my phone. Can I see the stream there, pet? Right. OPQ, wasn't it? Q for the switch. Yeah.
Loading.
That's it. Right.
Loading complete.
There's never a stream without an hitch, is there? It's not a big deal. It's quick config. So hopefully I've got a mouse. What we were on? We were on Hades there. And then let's F11 out of that. Is it show me mouse? It's not. Ah, there. There we go. That's what I like to see. Configure. And just double check. Right. Controls. Right. We have controller 1. That should be controller 0. That's why. Why is that? Yeah, we changed this, didn't we, dude? That's controller 2. Yeah. And why is that controller 0? That should be controller 3. And then controller 4 should be that one. Yeah. Unless we didn't apply it. But I'm sure I tested this last night. That's right. That's applied. Okay. What I'll do though is I'll F11 that back to full screen. Right. We should have controls now. What I'll do is I'll quit. Just make sure it has saved my setup. I don't think there's any spare plugs, pet.
Stupid boy. I told you nobody could
That's on Mickey's fast charger, isn't it? Yeah, it is a fast charger. It works as a fast charger. I'll just charge that. Then you can plug that your phone back in. Right. It would have took me a lifetime. Look how long it's taken me to put a 32 terabyte and 40 terabyte system together. Man, it's ridiculous amount of time and effort he's put into it. He mustn't have sleep like me. There you go. 4 years took just for the Switch. And this is 112 terabytes combined mixture between both systems. Right. We have controls. Gonna like that. Right.
Few tales are told of Hades.
Yeah, we've got 31 viewers. If you're watching, yeah, just make sure you copy and paste the link onto your Facebook profiles, your Instagram, like that. Just share the hell out of the video if you can. That would be fully appreciated. That's the most watchers I've had on anything.
What the hell with this place?
Yeah, I do prefer the PC version of this. The Switch version looks clean, plays clean as well. But yeah, just a bit better graphics on the PC version. But it just the fact that it's got it is quality and it works. This game, man, can be difficult. See, that's why I like to disable the mouse. Just keeps that hidden, but I'll go back and disable that once we've checked everything over again.
I'm leaving. Try to stop me.
And it works really well with the arcade controls. This game I would usually play with the Xbox controller, but it works really, really well with the arcade controls. I don't remember this room having so many people that beat up.
There she is.
Yeah, so the extra price,
Got to be her.
we're going to have to upgrade you to the pack door, which is probably going to cost a bit 200 with the full ultimate pack door kit. And I think that may include the wireless dongle and the Xbox controllers. I'll have to do a price up, buddy. And then there's the drive upgrade for the extra 16 terabyte from 32 to 48 with a starter pack is going to be 600 quid. After that, you'll have to contact Chris for the upgrade. Basically, each drive, I think you'll have to check his website. I'm not sure. Chris will tell you how much his drives cost. So the OPQR and so on. Just hit him up an email or something, and or just check his website, and you'll see the prices on there. But we're all going to update it with a SHAR-KADE OPQ drive as well on his site. In the next week or so as well, I'll update the website as well, my website, so it links to his, so you can see what his drives cost and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. So what do you all think so far of the 112 terabytes? Is all liking it, man? All right, Mark. Yeah, work 10 pence a unit. Yeah, it's quality build. Like I say, there's nothing really I've come across that has had issues with a game or anything like that. One or two I think we've checked out, but we've sorted them, and they're on the list. But yeah, the Xbox library's cool, man. Like I say, Xbox 360, I had no high hopes for it at all. And you have seen yourselves that I've went through, loaded each game up, no problem. Other than that one game where it had graphical issues, but that's expected with emulation. You know what I mean? You're always going to get that. But there's a compatibility list, you can check that. Chris will update every now and again the emulator and stuff, so it supports those newer games and so on. And after so long, every game will likely run flawlessly. But even the looks of the Xbox stuff on there, like the graphics, and I'm upscaling it really to 4K. I was running on a 2K monitor yesterday, and you can see there's stuff Chris has done to that emulator to make it look so clean and crisp, playing back, which I was surprised. I thought it was going to at least be Xbox looking pixelated, you know what I mean? Hey Adrian, mate. Yeah, we like gun stuff, man. I'm upgrading a lot of stuff. We will be working on Mame Hooker. Oh, there's busies and everything flying past outside there. Blue lights flashing, copper car outside. Hopefully they didn't kick me door in. They've been watching the stream probably. Where are you getting them 112 terabytes of games, Sharky? Yeah, what was I saying? I lost track of mine there. Well, I could have might not been doing a stream, to be honest, Jeff. I'm absolutely shattered. Like I say, me and Chris has been up for hours working on this. I was every night. I've been up till about 4. The other morning, it was 6 o'clock. I was keeping my dad up all night, talking to Chris. So yeah, we've put a lot of hours in getting this ready and stuff. But yeah, it is the best of the best stuff, man. The big jump though from 30 terabytes, I was working on the 40 anyways ready, and just you sending them drives give us a kick up the backside just to sit down, knuckle in. Obviously the 40 terabyte add-on, the games aren't set up fully yet. The games are installed, most of them. I've still got another 200 games or so to go through and install, because some game packs like Fit Girl Repack ones take forever to install. 2-3 hours a game, and that some games you've got to do stuff with Windows and that and the AXE to get it installed. That's slightly bit quicker, but sometimes the compression is that much it takes ages to install. And doing 200 games that take 2 hours a time is just ridiculous. So it's just, I'm slowly getting there. Once I get there, I'll just do the media, the wheelot, stuff like that. That shouldn't take too long, and then that drive will be filled. The 40 terabyte does have some of Chris's files on there, his front end stuff and that, just so this recognizes and reads through. So basically, once you've got the 40 terabyte, you've got his packs basically. But like I say, I do recommend you going to 48 terabytes, and you're not having as many drives, so you'll have like a 16, so that would make 16 terabytes. He's got to get the drives from me yet, Baker Nathan, because obviously he's going to have to look to make sure there's no massive duplicates from my end to his end, update the extra stuff, just rip them up my drive and come up with another drive. But then I suppose that extra drive wouldn't be used for SHAR-KADE stuff. That would upgrade his to 112, I'd imagine, terabytes. But he works in 16 terabyte partitions, so he might have to wait till he upgrades that to another 8 terabytes. I'd imagine that's what he's doing. But yeah. Yeah, we could do Daniel, mate. Yeah, definitely like a radio live stream. We were actually talking about getting a few people in for a live stream, maybe a Discord one or something. But yeah, if we get on the radio, that'll be cool. Your radio station, dude. Yeah, that would be pretty badass. See some of your mates to jump on and have a chat. Get Tarzan in on there and that for a chat, dude. But yeah, we could do like a big radio live stream. That would be good, man. We could, yeah, get likes of Raymond Dye. I have spoke to Raymond Dye about it before. Is doing a like live stream chat. D Thomas, get D Thomas in. I haven't seen D Thomas comment. He should be busy editing that bloody video. For the 32 terabyte, I believe. Spoiler alert, like. maybe, yeah, get D Thomas in for a chat where we're all in. Yeah, we'll work it out, definitely. Who's that? Tarzan will be there this week, is it? Cool. When was the last time you spoke to him on the stream? I remember you'd done that 1 year ago with him. Get Charlie Sheen in, that would be cool. Parsec, yeah, that's the software I was on about, is that Parsec. It's cool, man. Yeah, I'd never heard of it. I'd never heard of it until Chris mentioned it, and it just works well, being able to connect to someone's machine and mess on with it. And Chris says it's HD playback his end, so yeah, it would make my life easier for some customers instead of paying AnyDesk. What was it, 300 quid a year? Because I think my AnyDesk has run out. I'm just feeling a bit stingy to pay 300 quid just to use AnyDesk all the time. Yeah, D Thomas is cool, man. Spent many hours chatting on the phone to that dude. Yeah, he's had a few cool other builds on the go as well, and he from other places and that. I know he's getting a pinball cabinet and the other stand-up arcades. I think he's gonna need this upgrade though. Imagine doing a stream on that, his end. 112 terabytes, it's ridiculous. Right, I'm busy chatting too much. I'm gonna quit that game anyways. I do like that game though. Hades is a well recommended game. Luigi's Mansion 3. I know that's got a long intro video, so I'll not load that. Mario Kart 8, we did fix this, so hopefully. I think there was a problem with the Mii characters. I think I've had the same problem on my drive. I never fixed it, so I removed the game. But Chris, in his magic, he knows how he remembers half the stuff that he's done with the fixes is beyond me. I've just had 32 terabytes to work with, you know what I mean? And remembering hyperspan and stuff like that. Because when I seen CoinOps, and how CoinOps worked, was ridiculous. I couldn't figure it out. Right, did you say we had to quit this and then reload it back up? Because we did fix this, didn't we? Just reboot it, yeah. I thought that was a fix for it. I don't remember that fixing my one though. I think I had to do something else with mine. No, that's not. It's not sorting it, dude. Yeah, AnyDesk's like TeamViewer. But Parsec, it's like a gaming application and you can just connect. Yeah, that's not sorting it, dude. Do I have to boot direct into it from Windows then to fix it? Oh, it's in the emulator setting the update. Do I have to then? Would I stop the emulation and then? We haven't got the game directory on this. Why would that be then? Because we put the game directory. Need to set it in Yuzu, yeah. Could I add new game directory? What were on the P drive? No, O drive, Q drive. We'll come back to that. I'll quit out of it. We'll load another game. I know you'll get that sorted because I seen you sort it the other day. Right, let's try Mario Wonder then. Right, yeah. Yeah, no worries. I know you'll fix it. I mean, I'll probably fix it when I come up the live stream. Just go in and go into the directory, and it's right click in it and go to game properties or something. It's something along the lines, and you disable the update in it. Right, Mario Wonder. It will be fixed on Chris's setup. If he's fixed it, he'd fix it on his end. It's just obviously my setup in that we've had to copy his emulator package from his D drive and set it up on my H drive, which is a 40 terabyte add-on. And then obviously getting everything to talk to each other, because everything's looking for his D drive usually. We've had to go in and change all the file paths and stuff like that. So then Chris has had to make a backup his end to incorporate. So when a SHAR-KADE customer does have an issue or needs anything updated or fixed, then Chris can then make sure those files are there ready, and he can update those files as he goes. Techno Parrot Patreon, I take it you're on about. I don't do Patreon, but not on this setup anyways, because I keep it out offline. But on me Shark Shooters, you can cancel your Patreon anytime. I think you just log into your Patreon and cancel Patreon. I'll just stop the payments, and that cancels it. When they don't detect the payment, it stops working your ID, I think. Right. I was just about to say I hate non-skippable intros and stuff. Can I skip this? Chris will have he has a games list on his website. Now, stuff that you'll find on his E drive, basically our iDrive is his E drive, minus a few things. So our iDrive will have the Xbox games, right? The OPQ and R drive, he's got a games list all on his site. So all the stuff that you see on his site will have the games list there, Mark made. Yeah, you can buy just if you just want PC games, and you're not bothered about the Switch or the import stuff and the entertainment stuff, then you can just buy them drives made. I think, to be honest, mate, most celebrities buy them for themselves. Most adults buy them for themselves. They say it's for the kids, but I don't ever see many of my customers' kids playing the machines. I think they may take a single picture, then it's on it all the time. Yeah, so yeah, Chris will end up updating the site with the list of my games and hit the extra what drives are going to be. But yeah, it'll basically the OP, Q, and R are all the same stuff. So if you check that, it'll be basically, might be minus one or two things, so we don't have repeats, but I think the OPQ in R is exactly what he's got on his site. Yeah, give us a ring through the week if you want. I've got a bit of a quiet week because obviously I haven't been building much because I haven't got the room. I'm trying to get this big unit out the shop at the moment. I'm going to have to put this phone on charge. I'll be back 2 minutes and get my phone off. Right, I'll just wait for my phone to boot up. Let's start a level.
Onward and upward. What a beautiful day. That Goomba looks so surreal. That Goomba looks so surreal.
2 moments. Yeah, sorry about that. Just had everyone try and call us at once. Where's me? Is my get my live stream back up. Right, where's my bloody live stream gone? Pause that a second. Here comes all the messages because my phone's been off for 2 minutes. Live. It's still not showing my live stream on my bloody in my live videos. That's weird. I've got to do a search. SHAR-KADE. It shows it there live. That's weird. Right, now I can see people's comments. Yeah. Every time I do a live stream, there's always someone call when I do a live stream. Yeah, I will do, Rage, mate. Cheers, dude. Right, let's quit that game. Anyways, let's take a look. So we have, like I say, the Nintendo eShop stuff. Big collection there. Just under 4,000. And then we have the Nintendo Switch collection. I'm in favorites at the moment. Just take that off. And we have 2,000 there. So that's 6,000 Switch games, which is ridiculous. And like I say, I've gone through a lot of these games, and there hasn't really been anything that I've found doesn't work. Obviously, some games you build your shader cache. I am also running off a USB hard drive, so one or two games might be a bit slow, but like I say, everything that I have tried just runs nicely. So let's quit that and then head down to the R drive. I think this is the final drive.
Loading. Loading complete.
So we have more Nintendo Switch stuff. We have VR stuff on there. Now the VR stuff I haven't fully tested yet. I know there's some stuff I need on my OS drive for the VR stuff to work. I think we need Steam VR and all that stuff installed to get it all working properly. Some of the games load fine, but there is some bits and pieces we need to sort out, which will allow you to connect your Oculus headsets and play these VR games on there. So let's just take a quick look in. So there's 90 games in there, so a nice collection of VR games. Arizona Sunshine, I played that on the Oculus before. That's a quality game. Asgard's Wraith, not played that one before. Batman Arkham VR's cool. Beat Saber's pretty cool. Boneworks, I've not heard of that one. Borderlands 2 VR, I think I've tried that before. I couldn't get it running smoothly on the Oculus, but I think at the time my PC wasn't good enough. Box VR Arcades, Combat Troopers. I tell you, there's a game, if I remember, it's like a Streets of Rage game. If that's on here, that would be cool. Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu, that would be pretty cool. Fallout 4 VR. There's Fract. Frontline Heroes, Bulletproof, that's a good game. I've played that, that's cool. Half-Life Airlax, and I never got round to playing it. We've got Oculuses there, so I'll give that a try at some point. But that's meant to be kick-ass. Half-Life 2 VR. I didn't know they had a Half-Life 2 VR. Hard Bullet, that looks pretty cool. I'll try and set up the Oculus and give these games a try, and that we'll sit down with Chris. He'll tell us exactly. Saves me messing on trying to install this, that and the other. He'll know exactly what to install. Kong Fusion, cool. Kung Fu All Stars. What's the trailer look like on that?
Kung Fu movie license. Arcade style Kung Fu action.
Yeah.
Legendary Kung Fu masters. Full out brawl. Full out comedy. Get out of here.
I'd imagine if it's VR, you're going to see from the first person perspective. Oh, it's a mod, is it? Cool. I used to love Half-Life. Half-Life was badass.
Arcade style Kung Fu action. Legendary
Cool. Moss is a cool game. In VR, PC VR as well. Oh man, it looks so good. I had that game. I've still got it on my drive. Moss is a quality game. It just looks so good. Even the because you can jailbreak basically your Oculus, and you can have these games ported, because this is meant to be a PC game for the thing, but they did port it to direct to the Oculus, and it still looks pretty good on the Oculus headset running direct from it, but on the PC and that and stuff, it looks so good, man. It does. It just looks really cool. Just the depth of the VR and 3D effects and stuff, it's quality. Never heard of that one. Pro Era, No Man's Sky, that would be pretty cool. Path of the Warrior. That's it. This game, man, is quality. It's such a good game. Path of the Warrior in VR. Yeah, it's just so cool. I had loads of fun with this. I think I'd done a video a couple of years ago of it. Yeah, curbside. The thing is, the problem is you're going with an AMD card. It's going to be a pain in the ass. AMD cards aren't always supported for everything, especially in the emulation as well. Some emulators probably work all right on AMD cards, but I always recommend an NVIDIA card, an RTX card. It's you know, go with that rather than a crappy AMD card. They're cheaper for a reason. You know what I mean? Yeah, Path of the Warrior's quality. Pinball FX2 VR is cool, man. You get your own little room and stuff in there, and you can, I think, is it 2 or there's another one? I think it's this one, and you can like set your tables up in your room and stuff. It's cool. Don't think I've heard of them ones. That's cool. Rick and Morty one. I've played that. Yeah, we're gonna have to set up the Oculuses, dude, because I've got Oculus Quests here. Yeah, definitely RTX cards, man. Yeah, when you especially see, I base all my systems around RTX cards, NVIDIA cards, AMD CPUs. Intel's just overpriced crap. It works. It's good performance, but I always work around AMD CPU and an NVIDIA GPU, and that's how I calibrate all my systems and stuff. Know what I mean? And they just work so well. Through all out, you get that best performance. Subnautica, I think I've seen that before, but I don't think I played it. Swordsman, Skyrim VR, I try playing that. Some VR games I do get VR sickness from, which bugs the hell out of us because I love playing the games, but I do get VR sickness and stuff. So games like that where you've got to walk around and stuff, and yeah, it makes us feel sick. The shooting games and stuff I'm pretty good at. Walking Dead, Onslaught. I've played Saints and Sinners. I've never heard of Onslaught before. Toy Box Turbos. I've seen that. I think I played a bit of that. Ultra Wings. Vader Immortals, another quality game as well, VR game. Yeah, Shane, man. I honestly, it bugs the hell out of us because I love the games. I do love playing the games, and even at fair rides and stuff, I don't get sickness just with them. After so long, I get really hot-headed and like I start feeling sick. It's messed us up a couple of times. I should really try anti-sickness tablets and work and having a rug under your feet and stuff. I tell you one game though, man, that is quality in VR, and that's Resident Evil 4, the original VR one, the original it's just so good. It's well made. But generally you can get patches and fixes, but it is a big job if Chris wants to do it. But all the PC games, a lot of them have VR patches and fixes and stuff now, so you can generally play most PC games through VR. You just need obviously a patch for them. Wolfenstein Cyberplot. Not seen that one before.
The people are counting on you, Cyberpilot.
But to be honest, if I stopped playing VR games all the time, I'd never get any work done. The missus would end up with 3 black eyes. So cool. Angry Birds, Arizona Sunshine. So let's head back. Oh, no, I completely quit out, didn't I? I didn't go back. Idiot. Right. Try and load that up again.
Loading.
I forgot it was just in a sub-wheel, wasn't it?
Loading complete.
Yeah, I've got the full version of Vogue XF on mine as well. That's what I originally think. It's actually on the drives as well. Ready. You'd probably need your drives updating, at least with the new settings and stuff. So you'll need your current 32 terabyte upgraded anyways. So it'll be worth just sending all the drives back, and then I'll update them. And then, but you are gonna need your arcade controls probably rewired to the Pacto Tech. Google, shut up, will you?
To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
I didn't want it set up. Shut up. Yeah. So basically, your arcade controls will have to be upgraded to the Pacto Tech, just because it makes life a lot simpler. The Pacto Tech is a board that supports Xbox 360 controllers. It basically turns all your arcade controls into Xbox 360 controllers. It means you don't have to do any special configuration for most PC titles and stuff, most emulators as well. All emulators really recognize 360 controllers and stuff, and it's an amazing bit of kit. You've got loads of special features. I recommend you go to the website and take a look. It's got a ton of special features. I mean, I could price up a rough price of what it's going to cost you for the kit and stuff, for the Pacto Tech kit. I know you're in the UK, but it might be worth you just, instead of sending your machine back, getting it damaged and shipping and stuff, is just get a local IT tech to come round, and or local electrician, you know, to come round and just rewire your control panel with a Pacto Tech. It's not even that big of a job if you've got the time and patience to do it yourself. It's just literally making sure the wires are stripped and plugging in your wires into the control panel. We could probably get a wiring loom or kit sorted just for the Pacto Tech. Then it makes everything easy and simple for you to just change your buttons round. And once you get into it, it's easy, mate. Once you spend a bit of time, it took me 3 hours, but I was up and down from the shop getting tools and strippers and stuff I forgot. But a day's work, get it all wired up, get it all working properly, and then you're all set up basically. Then we just update your drives, get your drives sent back, and then everything should be working spot on. And then you can chop and choose whatever drives you want from KRISCOOLMODS. We are going to do a 48 terabyte base drive basically. That's going to get your 40 terabytes from me, and then you're going to get the starter pack from KRISCOOLMODS, right? So you'll get a starter pack which has the Xbox games on. You don't need the starter pack, but I recommend having the starter pack because it's going to give you a single 16 terabyte rather than an 8 terabyte hard drive. If you want the full 112 terabytes, then you can go with a full kit from KRISCOOLMODS. He does ship to the UK. I think UK shipping and stuff may be free, and it's tax free as well. And I think the hard drive caddy and stuff he sends them in is, I think, is it free? I'm not sure, but it works out cheaper. The hard drives in your machine will probably install them in your machine, so you're probably going to need a SATA extension, but your machine should be fine because we should be able to put a SATA extension inside your machine and wire all the drives inside your machine because yours is a stand-up. So yeah, a little bit of work, but once it's done, dude, you'll be open for everything. And every time Chris comes out with a new drive, you'll be able to just plug that drive in, get the update file off that drive. I'll jump on your machine, copy and paste that update file, and off you go. and that's it, unless Chris sets up a auto update or something his end, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, so it'll be plug and play. Basically, every time he brings a new drive out, I'll update my system. In that way, I'm not releasing no more new drives after this. It's all done through Chris. Okay, mate? So yeah, more Nintendo Switch. So an extra 1,200 games there. Big collection of games. A lot of the wheel art there ready, so it shouldn't take much updating. That's eShop, and then Nintendo Switch stuff, another 270 N Switch stuff as well. So we've got ridiculous amount, over 7,000 is it, Nintendo Switch stuff so far. And then we now have the final system, which is the PC games. I think my drives have went to sleep a second. Let's wait for these to wake up again. Yeah, my drives have went to sleep. Just give them a second, I'll have a cigarette. Yeah, that's the only problem with running off a USB 4.5 KRISCOOL is basically it's going to put certain drives to sleep while you're using the other ones and stuff, and when you load up, it's gonna go through all them drives, cycle through them, because it's 7 on the machine. I think 8 at the moment in this machine, because I do need to copy the 40 terabyte over to that drive, to a single 16 terabyte. But yeah, it's going to cycle through each drive and read each drive to wake them up. Does your R drive is plug? What do you mean, dude? The R drives on the KRISCOOL, the 5-bay KRISCOOL. No, the PC games path was fine. If I remember, it is reading the drives there. There. Yeah. It just needed to, yeah, we just needed to reload it, mate. It's because the drives put themselves to sleep again in that KRISCOOL. But yeah, it's all there, dude. Wait, I'm gonna need a light. Just better. So really, we've had a solid 20 to 30 watches, which is good. Good for me. I mean, that's the most I've ever had at once, continuously. So yeah, we're on the final system. Like I say, I'll show off what's going to be on the 40 terabyte build after this, and a few other little bits and pieces. But we've got a lot of work to do to upgrade the PC games, because I have a PC cheat wheel option, which will also go on Chris's drive as well. Basically all these PC games that recognise in our cheat system will have to be manually added, which isn't a big deal. It doesn't actually take up much space, it's just a lot of work. Obviously there's what have we gone through? Maybe 6,000-7,000 PC games. All those games are going to have to be tested, make sure they load in with the mods, with the cheats, and then so on. Because me personally, I love my PC cheat option. I do love it on there, so we'll have to get that set up with all the games. But over time, that's probably all I'll be doing in the background, just giving Chris a hand with the wheel art and stuff like that when I've got spare time, and keeping everything clean on both ends, and then he can focus on just making sure everything works smoothly and stuff like that. Yeah, you can merge with mine. Like I say, the Pacto Tech possibly isn't needed, but it's recommended. Right, only because everything's set up as Xbox 360 on these drives. So the Pacto Tech is going to be reset up on my system as well. So you'd still have the Zinmo capabilities, but you'll also have the Pacto Tech, and the Pacto Tech just works. Sean, yeah, which one you got? You got the 32 terabyte yours? I mean, we can all get pre-ordered stuff, right? We'll make a list, a separate list of pre-ordering all the drives if you want, the whole setup. The price for the Pacto Tech is going to be about 200 quid, right? The price on the Pacto Tech is probably set up with the Pacto Tech board. I think all in you're looking at about 100 quid for the Pacto Tech, and then you're looking at maybe the wireless dongle, about 30 quid, and then 2 official Xbox One controllers if you want to go wireless. You can just use the existing wired controllers. With the Pacto Tech, you can disable the arcade controls and enable the controllers and just swap between the two. So if you're playing like Mega Drive, stuff like that, you can then... 2 seconds. Right, sorry about that. So yeah, if yours is a 24, it might be worth, because obviously we're working basically in 16 terabytes. If you want to go massive, if you're looking at going the 112 all in, yeah, probably gonna have to upgrade your 24 terabyte add-on to a single 16 terabyte drive. Okay, I'll clone that for free. I'll just charge it for the 32 terabyte add-on and the extra cost for what the drive's going to cost for the 16 terabyte drive, if that makes sense. And then upgrade you, it'll be 600 quid from 32 terabyte to 48 terabytes. That gives you the starter pack and the 40 terabyte add-on. That gives you the full starter pack for the KRISCOOLMODS, which is all Xbox games, Xbox 360 games. Then you'd have to go on Chris's site and just order each drive whenever you want, however you want, if you want to order them all at once. In your machine, I'm not sure what yours was. Was yours a stand-up? If yours is a stand-up, we'll have to add some extra connections for adding extra drives. Now, you can run them through USB. As you've seen, they might fall asleep every now and again. Might take a few seconds for them to reload the drives. It's best if they're plugged in, hardwired into the machine. So you might have to buy SATA extensions and then a M.2. If yours is a stand-up, the M.2 slot is empty on your machine. I know it's empty. So all we'd have to do is plug in a SATA expansion into your M.2 slot and just add some SATA cables. You're looking at maybe another 100 quid just for those cables and stuff. It might be a bit cheaper than that, but say 100 quid ballpark to get those expansions in. I can talk you through how to install them. It's easy. It's just a little board basically and some cables. That's all you need, and that would give you the possibilities of rigging all 7 drives. I think it is. It'll be 8 in total with your OS drive. Your OS drive would have to be a SATA SSD rather than an M.2 SSD, because if we use your M.2 SSD port, then that's going to be your SATA expansions. Because I know with your motherboards, you do have a PCI Express connector on the boards, but because of the big GPUs you've got inside your machine, it takes over that port. You know what I mean? The card covers that port unless we get a little expansion ribbon, and there's no point in that. Just plug it into the M.2 slot, and then we can expand your drives and have them all plugged, hardwired in. You're getting the full performance from those drives. I hope that makes sense, dude. But like I say, head to Chris's site. You can roughly get an idea of what his prices are anyways. He does have his OPQ and R drives on there. Imagine the starter pack will be done through me, but me and Chris will sort out what the starter pack costs between me and him, because it's his drive. Basically, that 8 terabytes his stuff. But that gets you that starter pack going, dude. Yeah, give us a call this week, buddy. It's a bit quiet week for me. I'm meant to be building machines, but I'm stuck with a big machine at the moment, so it's holding us up. Obviously, trying to get stuff out this Christmas it's a pain in the backside, with shipping and stuff like that. And I've got a big unit that's got to go to America at the moment. So, right, I'm getting messages left, right, and centre here. Obviously, I haven't been checking Facebook messages. I know people are possibly watching on Facebook. Derek, what's your machine? Is yours the... I'm the only person watching, so he might not be watching. He could be watching on YouTube. Yours might be... I'm not sure what yours is. Messages on YouTube, dude. If yours is a control panel, it is possible. We can just get the control panel rewired. If it's a bar top, then it's a matter... We could get so many drives inside the bar top. Not all of them, but so many inside. Then we'll just run a couple on USB. I run USB ones on me control panels anyways. So it's possible across all machines. It's just some things might be a bit fiddly. A customer's requested a King of Fighters machine before, design, but then last minute they've changed their mind on the design and went with something else. So I haven't done one yet, no. Yeah, give us a call. If I'm free, I'll answer, dude. I know I'm gonna get bombarded with calls and stuff, but yeah, I'll make myself available and stuff. I've got a lot to catch up as well at the minute, but yeah, give us a shout, dude. The 30, I'm leaving space on a 32 terabyte still, right? I've left enough space on there to install Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8. That's always been and always will be going on a 32 terabyte build, so that's going to be left on there. If you get your upgrade and stuff, it won't be too much of a hassle downloading free games to the system. I'll just jump on your machine, we'll set them to download, then once it's downloaded I'll jump on and we'll set up the media and stuff and get them games running on a 32 terabyte build. So they're always going to be going on a 32 terabyte build, bud. I'm getting messages left, right and centre. I don't know where they're coming from though. Because I've shared this across a few pages. Let's check. I should really be going through some bloody games. Yeah, so I think everything's streaming okay to Facebook. I don't think I'm getting any watchers on Facebook at the moment. So I hope, because I am a bit tired. Like I say, I've been up for days and days working on this stuff with Chris and that. So, like I say, I will ramble on a bit and lose track of mind. But I hope I've sort of explained it properly. Like I say, it's not previous customers. It's not straightforward, but we can get it sorted. I'll sit down. We'll work out, even if we do a tutorial video, of how to set up. What sort of machine you've got to what where you've got to have your machine set up. Like I say, it's not the biggest job in the world to sort, but if some customers, it's going to be too much for them. I know that some customers are going to be like, I can't do this. It's you know, And I don't want everyone sending their machine back. I don't have a huge shop. I don't want you all sending your machine back for us to upgrade them. We may even have to just do like a pre-order on the drives and then send your control panels to us and then I'll update it, but you're still going to have to rewire your panel into your machine and stuff. If you send your machine back, you are risking it getting damaged, and I don't trust shippers. I scream this to the top of my lungs all the time. I hate shipping. I do. The assholes. Yeah, I mean, any IT tech should be able to rewire a control panel for you anyways. If they can't, then they're not very good of an IT tech. Any electrician should be able to wire your control panel, no problem. Know what I mean? Depending on what they charge, obviously these days inflation and all that stuff, I wouldn't probably pay more than 100 quid for someone to come out and rewire my panel. If I was to pay someone to do it, I wouldn't expect more than 100 quid. Obviously some companies charge 100 quid just call out and stuff, so you can always ring around, ask around. Someone's bound to say, yeah, I can do that, I can rewire it for you. Like I said, you could take your time, do it yourself. It's not a huge job. It's not overly complicated. If you know how to cut and strip a wire, it's pretty straightforward. Get yourself a crimp tool, some crimps. Always recommend customers having crimp tools anyways. If a button ever comes loose, a crimp ever wears down, you got to change a button out like that and you pull the crimp off the switch. It's always best to have a crimp tool, some spades, and some wire. Know what I mean? Yeah, and some GPIO wiring and stuff like that. It's always best to have those pieces and not spare in case you ever get wear and tear on your machine. You need to update your wiring, clean your wiring up, stuff like that. It's always best to learn those little things. It's not hard. It's cut a wire, strip a wire, and then crimp it. Give it a little pull. If it pulls out the crimp, then you just redo the crimp again. Make sure you twist the wire, fold it over, crimp it. That way, if you strip it, twist it, fold it over on itself, and then crimp it, you're getting a better, stronger crimp. But yeah, I could even do a tutorial like that, just how to strip a wire, crimp it, all that stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Like I say, for 4-player units, it's a pretty big job. I'd done mine in my room. It was a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? When I used to working in the shop, stood over the units. I had very little room. It took me about 3 hours to rewire the 4-player control panel, but I was up and down from the shop. That's me experienced. Maybe a day's work for you, going through, check, test each wire as you go. Use a multimeter as well, buzz your wiring out, making sure each wire before you stick it on the bloody button is all working. You just buzz each end out, make sure it's a solid connection, give the cable a little tug, make sure it's still got a connection, because as long as you check your work, each button you do, it's easy. These boards are pretty easy to wire as well. They're just literally a stripped wire end. Me, I like to solder my ends as well, just so it's a solid end on the wire, but you don't have to. It's pretty, like I say, pretty straightforward. Right, I'm going to go back and take a look at these PC games. Because like I say, this is the last system that we're on, so the PC games. So we have a ton of different PC stuff here. There's stuff I haven't seen before. American Truck Simulator, I never heard of that. So you probably not find many of these repeated. That's on my SHAR-KADE drive. Origami 1 and 2, I don't have those games. I have seen them before. Actually, do I have Origami on something? It might be the Switch. I might have installed the first one. I'm not sure. I do recognise the game though. And as you can see, all these games. Area 51, I don't think I have that game on my drive. So this Arkanoid, that's cool. And I don't think I've got Unity on mine. I've got Valhalla and Black Flag, a set of Corsa,
Peggy 18.
So like I said, there's always going to be 1 or 2 repeats between our both drives, but majority of the games aren't repeated. I mean, you've got BioShock. Oh, I've pressed right and gone back. Sorry. So you've got a ton of older classics there as well. Different games. Choo Choo Charles. I've got that Cobra Kai 2. And like I say, if you think, oh, we have got enough PC games, or I've got those games on another SHAR-KADE drive and the other games don't interest us, then you can go with the R drive instead of the P drive, and so on and so on. So you can check his list out. We'll get a list of my stuff put up on the website as well, on Chris's website. So you can go there and you can check out his stuff, and you can also check out the games list and stuff. So like I said, there's always going to be 1 or 2 repeats, but nothing where you're thinking, like games like these, you know what I mean? Unusual games. Ronin Souls, that looks cool. I might check that out. Roller Dome, all those games I don't have on my setup. And there's just so much on there, it's ridiculous.
Welcome to the
Somebody in this city is about to break the golden rule.
Sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here.
So check Chris's, just jump on KRISCOOLMODS website. Chris, if you leave a link to your website down below, I think it's actually on in the description. Yeah, if you jump on there and you can just go on his drive, I think you can select his drive separately and it should tell you what it costs on there. But yeah, just a massive collection of PC games. So that Opus is a cool game. So that's it for that drive, and that's all the beast drives. What I'll do is, let's go back. And at the moment I haven't added the 40 terabyte stuff. Like I say, we're still installing some of that 40 terabyte stuff. I do have to clone over the G drive, is it? So let's have a look. So at the moment I'm still installing stuff to the 40 terabyte. We do have space left on the I drive, but that's because we're still going to be adding some little bits and pieces to that I drive, because we'll have like certain front end media that we're going to have space of, and we're going to have space on the 40 terabyte drive. Because I still have a massive collection of games to install, and when you extract and install certain games, they're a lot bigger than what they are inside the actual size of the game folder. So we've got to incorporate that extra space and keep that extra space for the drive space that's available. So once they're all installed, I'll probably have maybe a terabyte left, which I'm going to have to keep because we've got all our front end stuff on here. So the next 4 or 5 drives from Chris are going to have to be installed. All the media, everything's going to have to be installed on this drive, in a sense. Well, I suppose it doesn't have to be, but we've got to leave a bit of space to incorporate extra stuff on there, because we don't know if we're going to need whatever front end we're using and whatever new system we're using, if it's got to recognize from the front end, and it's got to be installed in the front end's emulator folder and so on. So we've got to keep a bit of extra space in there anyways. So this 40 terabyte drive, once I've installed those games and set up the media for the 40 terabyte add-on, which I think I'm going to make a PC++ collection of these PC games, that's going to be added. That's going to be cloned over to that 40 terabyte drive, then that's going to be renamed to the H drive, because that at the moment is just a single 8 terabyte drive, and that's part of a 16 terabyte drive, which is in sync with the iDrive. So that's going to be the new 40 terabyte. That's going to be one 16 terabyte drive. Like I say, we've got a ton of new games there that we're adding. Stuff that I haven't seen on Chris's drive as well. So it's going to be a whole new lot of PC games there. Like I say, stuff I haven't seen on Chris's either. And then we'll have just a big massive collection of PC games. That's all the stuff currently installed. These are an install pack because I got sick of having to go through each game, check, redo all the bat files. This way I'm just going to install all the games there, then do all the bat files, and then copy and paste all, cut and paste all them into that folder and just delete that installed folder out, and then see what space we've got left after that. Like I say, I've got to do all the media and stuff like that. Then we'll have all Chris's drives there. We're going to also have a launch box option maybe in the future. I've got them there ready to then incorporate all his drives into a launch box. So if a customer wants to just launch his stuff through launch box rather than the coin-ops, which to be honest, I prefer the coin-ops and launch box. But if they want to, that is a possible option in the future as well. So like I say, we have a little bit space left on the iDrive, which will be filled as well because we've got some other stuff to move over. This iDrive is his E drive basically. Like I say, that's going to be from the 8 terabyte up to the iDrive is going to be 48 terabytes, and that's our Retro Beast starter pack there. Then you have your O drive, P drive, Q drive, R drive, and as you can see, all these are full. There's a few gig left space. You always need to keep a little bit of space on there anyways. If we need to replace a game or anything like that, you need at least 100, 200 gig spare on there to install. So yeah, that is the 112 terabyte setup. I'm gonna, over the Christmas period, I'm gonna get those over the next week or so. I'm gonna get those games installed and set up on the SHAR-KADE drive. So the 40 terabyte drive will be ready set up. The 32 terabyte drive, what we've got left on the 32 terabyte drive? The 32 terabyte drive is basically full. I've left 382 gig on there. That should be enough space for Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1. Once those games land and are released fully, those games will be added to the system, and then it'll leave us 100, 200 gig left space on that drive like the rest of them. And then as we're going along, we'll just up and fill the rest of these. By the end of the week, that'll be full, and this would hopefully be finished and it'll be almost full as well. Like I say, I'm just adding all the new PC stuff to this currently, and like I say, once these are extracted out of their game folders and stuff and installed, that's going to take up a lot more space. So it may leave a terabyte left space, and then there's going to be the PC game, PC cheat stuff, and then probably modded PC stuff getting sorted as well. So there'll be a few big mods and stuff added. So yeah, that is the 112 terabytes. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, it went all right. We had a little hiccup there with the switch, but That was alright. Couple of times the drives reloaded themselves and woke themselves up, but that's expected with them being in USB. It's a shame I couldn't do the stream with them all plugged in, because then it would be flawless backwards and forwards and stuff. There would have been no load waiting on load times and stuff. But yeah, it was good, man. Yeah, few little things, like I say, we've just got to relook at as well. Just a couple of little things we've got to relook at. Update media as well is a big thing on my list, and I believe Chris's list. I've got some Xbox media that I done the other day, which took a little while to go through. I've just got to recheck that media, rename it, and then that's Chris's one setup of Chris's media done. And yeah, what was your favorite system? Leave a comment below what your favorite system was, and what you think of the 112 terabytes. It's ridiculous. I don't really know how we're gonna connect any more than 112 terabytes. After that, we may get 1 or 2 drives, maybe go to 150 terabytes. I think is probably going to be the maximum. But there's always stuff coming out over the years, and like I say, you don't have to have all drives, you don't have to have them all if you don't want to. I do recommend, like I say, you have at least a starter pack. That keeps things, it keeps it clean, you know what I mean? And then Chris knows, if you've got the starter pack, Chris knows that you've already got the SHAR-KADE set up and stuff as well. So, and plus, I've had loads of people rage about the Xbox game, so it's worth just getting it just for the Xbox stuff. I can't see that. Oh, you need the Switch in the 360. Good choice, man. The Switch stuff, it just works. 360, weirdly, like I say, I didn't have high hopes at all for the 360 stuff, but I'm impressed, man. I'm really impressed with the 360 stuff. The PC games, like I said, there's going to be some duplicates, and luckily enough, Chris's PC collection isn't much duplicates to mine. I've got a load that's different to his, and so on. You know what I mean? And weirdly, it's worked out well that way. But like I say, there's always going to be some duplicates somewhere along the line with the PC games collection. But from now on, there shouldn't be. After these drives, there shouldn't be any duplicates on any of the systems. It will just be next. Google, shut up, will you?
To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
You'll download me foot up your ass in a minute. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so from then on, the next drive, if he does another PC drive, that's just going to be separate games, maybe updated games as well. I know, like I say, if there is duplicates, Chris will probably have the updated versions as well. I know he gets a lot of different versions to me. He gets the updated version, so likely you'd have to ask him. He can leave a comment. Likely, his Cyberpunk as well will likely be more updated than mine. I had day one release of Cyberpunk, and I've kept it that way. I know Chris gets a lot of updated stuff and that, so it's likely his Cyberpunk's going to be an updated version, a different version. Weirdly enough, a lot of people had issues with the day one version, but it's always worked pretty cool on my setup. It always has done. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I say, you're always going to get duplicates on somewhere along the line. It's not the majority of the game zone. It's not the majority of the systems. So, I mean, 1 or 2 PC games, or even 20 PC games out of 5,000 isn't a big deal of duplicates. You know what I mean? You might get one or two people complaining, "Oh, wait, that's not 112 terabytes." It is. Stop whinging. You know what I mean? You know, you will get one or two people that are going to say, "Oh, it's just over." It's not. You guys have seen there, going through the systems with us. There's hardly any duplicate stuff there. And I know Chris takes like a lot of time looking through his system and his stuff. So you're getting that massive collection. Like I say, he's got separate drives. His newer drives are like PC games only, Switch and PC games only, and then just PC games only. And then that import stuff is just quality. I did really like that import stuff, the hack stuff he's got on there, the bezel stuff. It's a nice, neat little pack to have, especially with those bezels, because I get asked all the time, "Oh, you got CRT effects and bezels and all that stuff." No, I've got bezel kits on mine, but they're just next level. That stuff on there, just that kit on there's next level. And I know there's going to be some customers as well that will just purchase that drive just for those bezel kits, the CRT effects and stuff, and the game hacks that he's got on there. It's just outstanding. It just looks quality. The 4-player unit, you'd have to buy. You wouldn't buy the beers, I suppose, from Chris. You should have enough room in your 4-player unit to install the beers. Install some hard drive beers. Now, I've got acrylic mounts I'm using at the moment. You could probably look up some little metal mounts. I'll have a look for you. See if you've got any mounts that you can put inside. Now, I know I change my wiring every now and again inside the unit, so it might just have to require you moving the cables around a bit to support, because I've had to move all my cabling forward in my machine, and me boards and everything forward a bit so I can incorporate all the drives. And I need SATA extension cables, basically long SATA cables, because you've got to expand the SATA cables across the whole thingy. But I should be able to install all 7 drives inside the control panel. You might possibly get away with putting a 6 in. You might struggle where certain boards are and stuff. Like I say, if you get someone to come and wire your control panel, they could come and rewire your USBs and stuff like that. I generally keep all your cabling on the outer edges anyways, so there shouldn't be too much in the way. So you should be able to wire all your drives inside. But what we could do is maybe take the bolts out the top, get some pictures taken, and then I can draw up roughly where your drives can go, stuff like that. And then I can calculate and send you a picture where everything can be mounted. If we can do it that way, that might be easier for you. Even if it means installing an extra 4 drives in the machine, so that gives you 6, and keeping 1 drive on an external. That's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Because you've got enough USB ports on your system to run it. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll work it out, dude. We'll work it out. So thanks for everyone staying and watching. It's been ridiculous. I've still got, like I say, 20 watchers there. Probably about 18 with me watching. And I think there's Wallace's phone on or something as well. So leave a thumbs up down below. Make sure you reshare the video afterwards as well, just so people can then go back and rewatch it afterwards. So like, share, subscribe to the videos, hit that notification bell, and I'll